Gosh dang it, Mojang! All right, fine. I've seen your stupid little comments, and here I thought 4,500 armor trims would be enough, but no! You don't want me to live. You'll never be satisfied. And after, I don't know, how many hours of my life I've wasted on this pointless nonsense, Mojang keeps adding more. Well, I guess since now my entire existence has now become an endless cycle of gathering pointless trinkets, here we go again to get another 450 armor trims to the pile. So here's the deal. All I know is that to find the new resin stuff, I have to wander into some spooky forest that is somehow paler than my own skin, try not to get killed by some creepy tree guy who's stalking me, run around aimlessly until I eventually find whatever this resin crap is, collect a whole bunch of it, bring it back to the temple, rearrange everything to fit the new row of armor trims, spend countless hours mining 3,000 diamonds in the mine, all so that we can finally have an orange colored armor trim. Really needed that orange armor trim, right? Don't have that yet. Okay, to the creepy forest. Ooh, okay, so apparently this, oh, I got an achievement. This is what the new biome looks like. It's very gray, gloomy sort of vibe. Or maybe it's just nighttime. Hold on, is it nighttime? Wait, did this guy just, what is going on? Oh, it changes. That's, terrible. Interesting. Okay, I need to get my bed out so I can sleep real quick, and then we can take a look at this new forest stuff. So, okay. I don't even have an axe. This is woefully unprepared. Sure, a fortune 3 axe. I'm sure that'll be useful. Can you imagine if this wood could get fortuned? It cannot. Whoa. Is that the moss doing that or grass doing that? It's the moss. Okay, I've immediately destroyed this biome. Go me. I don't know if it has much else to offer. It has a flower. Closed eye blossom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anything more to this biome than this. It is a cool new wood type though. I want to know though how we get the pale guy. My mob switch might be interfering with it. I might have to do some research quick, and I might have to turn off my mob switch. I keep hearing like these eerie like tree cracking noises, and I don't know what they are. Like, is it just, did Minecraft add like more immersive sounds to biomes? Is that it? Because I swear, like, wait for it. See, right there. Did you hear that? They either added more immersive sounds or something is making that sound. Yeah, I'm really not seeing anything else in this biome. Okay. So I've been flying around this place for like 5 minutes trying to get that creaking guy to spawn, and I have no idea where he is. I don't know if he's intimidated by my amazing stature or what. But he is not here. Like, I don't know if breaking the forest maybe will get him aggravated. If I burn down his home, will he come out? Like, are you in a tree? Are you a tree yourself? If I remember the pictures correctly, it kind of looked like a tree. Hello, I'm new. Can you give me a tour of your home? Okay, it's already nighttime again. All right. Ooh. Does my flower open now? Why is my flower dead? Oh, does it need moonlight? Because these flowers are open. Oh, it blossomed. Okay, so don't sleep through the night. I have deduced things. Things are changing. Oh, this got a lot creepier, a lot faster. Whoa, I got an open eye blossom. I don't know what the point of this is. Oh! I found him. I found him, boys. I'm just gonna, do I want to take this home with me? Oh, he's gone. Okay, there's something over there. Okay, just gotta stay out of his field of view. Oh, he's so, oh! Oh, this is terrifying. I'm leaving. Okay. Get yourself together, Nathan. It's a freaking Minecraft mob. Where is it? I'm not scared of it. I was just acting it up for the video. Oh, I think I see something over there. Oh! That was actually kind of scary. Okay, wait. I got this. Now I know where he is. What? Nothing is happening. This is the most lackluster fight. Stay there. Ooh, is this like one of those situations where, oh, it is. Oh, you can't turn your back to him. Oh, that is horrifying. They're turning this children's game into a nightmare. All right, what about axe crits? Oh, it's another one. Oh, if I spawn a bunch of these guys, that's gonna be bad. Okay, chill, everybody. Everyone, how about I run through? Yeah, oh, okay. What am I supposed to do with them? Can I, not another. Wait, what? There's particles. I'm going that way. Maybe if I can get far enough away. Oh, this... He's like a little pet. He's like, you walk away and he goes... So is this where it... Okay, chill. Okay, something is going into this tree and I want it. Yeah, I know you see me. Can I mine it? I can. Oh, that's how you get resin. Oh, so when I hit him, oh, is he making resin? Oh, I don't have to break the log. Oh, so you're the resin dude. Oh, okay, chill. Well, that's gonna be interesting if I'm gonna need to farm this. I wanna find one that like just spawned to see if he spawns from a flower. Because I feel like they're spawning from flowers, which if we just took a flower back to our base, could we just farm it there? Oh, hello. You came from over here. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be like any like condition on why they spawn. They only seem to spawn at nighttime though, which makes me think, do they go away during the day or what's the deal? I also wanna see if I keep one of these flowers and I place it during the day, is it gonna close up again? Am I faster than him? Oh, I lost him. Okay, I can really outrun this guy then. Oh, okay, maybe I can't. Okay, but I am faster than him. He won't catch up to me unless I were to stop. He doesn't seem to like teleport to me or anything. Like once I gotten away from him, I seem to be away from him. Oh, but now the question is, do they despawn during the day? Because that could be an issue. So all the flowers closed up. What happens if I place this? Oh. Interesting. All right, so we spent one night chasing around these guys and we were able to get 18 resin. We could probably get a little bit more per night if we like spent the whole night just punching the guys, but that's really boring. So I'm gonna try to figure out tonight if there's gonna be a better way to farm this stuff. I still don't exactly know how they spawn. Like obviously we know they spawn at night, but like my best theory right now is it's the flowers. So maybe if we took a bunch of the flowers home, but then that doesn't make sense because there's only a couple and there's so many flowers. So does it just pick a few flowers every night and it spawns from them? We're gonna have to figure this out because if we wanna farm this stuff to make enough armor trims out of it, we're gonna need to know how it works. Which means the only thing we can do at this point is wait till nighttime again and try to figure out where they're spawning from for sure. All right, the sun is gone. It's time to head back to the Pale Garden and see if we can figure out where these guys are coming from. Maybe it would help if I chop down some of the trees. Okay, I just gotta listen very... He came from right there. Bro, there was no flower there. Where did you come from? Oh. Is this... I can't right click it. Oh. Oh. Oh, does that give me more resin? Wait, hold up. I think I just figured this out. They go into the trees. So I was right before, they were in the trees. I just couldn't find them. Let me see if I can get another one to spawn. Hello, okay. He's going to here. If my theory's correct. Oh. Oh, wait. Okay, can you chill? Haha, it does have it. Okay, if I want to bring this guy to like a more ideal location to farm him, I needed to get that. I don't know if it works like the skulk sensor where if you move it, he no longer spawns, but it's worth trying. However, I'm gonna need silk for that. Okay, can I break this with my pickaxe? I can. Oh, maybe. Well, it is a pickaxe. Let's see if it'll break. I don't think it's gonna break. Ooh. Wait, it did. Creaking heart. What if I put it like here? No, it's gotta be like in the exact location it was broken from. Oh, unless, wait. What if it's like a condition of how it's placed? What if it's like this? Oh, I'm a genius. I am so intelligent. Ooh. Ooh, now you can break blocks around it. But if I break it in place, it doesn't work. Okay, let me bring this out of the forest, actually. That'll make my job a bit easier. I don't know if this is gonna work outside of the forest, but it's just gonna be a lot easier to see if anything happens. All right, so if I place a pale log, a creaking heart, and a pale log, okay, will you spawn something? Oh, he spawned. Wait, actually I can test if it's him. If I hit him and it goes to that block, then it's him. Yes, it is him. Now, does he put resin on there? Nice, it worked. Hey, okay. So if I break this now, sick. I can break all this off, and now we can bring this to like an easier place to farm him with. Nice. Okay, what if we design a farm around this so that we can get resin infinitely without us having to do something? I think this would work best for this challenge. And if we ever need resin in the future, we'll have a way to get it without just like punching him for like 700 hours. That being said though, I have no idea how to design a resin farm. I mean, I just figured out that this even exists. So we're gonna have to do some testing. All right, we are home. Let's try and figure out how this guy works so we can potentially design a farm around his mechanics to get infinite resin from. So we know he only spawns at night. So we know this farm can only work at nighttime, which is unfortunate, but let's throw this on it. Okay, it's activated, cool. It's dimmer during the daytime, which makes sense because it can't spawn during the daytime. Let's think about this. If he is going to spawn and he requires being hit, it means we need to have some sort of like way to damage him and some sort of way to collect the resin. Now, if you think about it, he's immortal, right? So theoretically, could we use lava? Like if, let's just say he sat in a pond of lava, sent his particles back to the block, and then we had like a dispenser with water, maybe shoot it off. Can I put resin back on blocks? I can't, okay. Let's see if water would potentially wipe away the resin, because we could use a dispenser with a timer. How would we break it then? If we were trying to be I mean, we could do a semi-automatic thing where we leave our character to AFK, but I don't want to do that. How would we break the resin off the block? What else? Oh, a piston. Duh. If I place some blocks, hold up. So we go here, here, okay. So that works. Now it is a little inefficient though, because something I noticed with the creaking was when he sent his particles back to the stump, the resin went to different blocks every time. Like it's not one consistent block. Now, potentially, if we don't place more blocks, maybe we'll always go to this one or this one, but it also might go to all four sides. So let's be prepared though for tonight. Let's get some lava out. Potentially we could also suffocate him if this didn't work. Ooh, perfect. It's nighttime now. Okay. I have the lava. I have the creaking heart. Aha, hello, friend. Hello. Hello. Oh, you're too fat. Okay. We know they can't escape from these situations, so lava. All right, wood floats in lava, apparently. Cool. That is the stupidest thing. It's made of wood. Okay, you know what? I won't question it. Okay, so alternatively then, what I was thinking was maybe, ow. Okay, piston. Can we suffocate him? Piston, hear me out, right? Lever. Let's just see if this works. Ow. Okay, so you can't suffocate him. How do we damage him? Let me just make sure this works actually. Oh yeah, no, it works. Arrows from a dispenser theoretically, but then we would need infinite arrows. We could build a mob farm that feeds it infinite arrows, but like that doesn't seem very efficient. It really seems like any non-player oriented damage doesn't hurt him. You know what? While I think about this, why don't I tell you about today's sponsor, Coupert.
Do you need to save money because you flew your friend across the world to meet you in Japan to discuss a Minecraft video idea only to have him call it stupid? Well, you can't. You're dumb. But what you can do is save money on the ice cream you bought to wallow in your sadness when you download Coupert. Need a pair of AirPod Pros to listen to sad music because you're broke now? Bam! Coupert found me a used pair for half the price. Wow! Need to earn your dignity back? No, Coupert does not give you that. But you can run away from your problems with a discounted pair of runners. Now go save money, get Coupert, you fool. It works on Chrome, Opera, Safari, Firefox, and even Edge, which is truly impressive because I'm not even sure Edge works on Edge. See this page? This is the cashback page. That's right. Buy things that you're already going to buy. Don't buy plane tickets for friends who are going to be unappreciative though, and get money back. Here's how you do it. Google Coupert. I know, a lot of effort. Click the extension link, click add to Chrome, wait, and bam whamma! You're saving money now. Now, if this sounds similar to another sticky substance, Coupert says no. They say they work with networks fairly and don't act like morons. So go get Coupert. Link in the description.
Okay, hold on for a second here. How useful is any of this resin stuff? That's gonna determine how much of it we actually wanna farm. And to that point, does it even look good on armor trims? Because I haven't tried it yet. So I think we should do that first and then try and figure out if it's useful for anything else before we see how big of a farm we need. All right, I think the best thing to throw this on is gonna be some netherite armor. Okay, now I should have my upgrade templates on me. I'm thinking, you know, everyone's always obsessed with silence. Let's do silence. Okay, the first thing I have to do is make some copies of this thing, which should be something like this. smithing table. Okay. All right, chest plate, helmet, boots, leggings. And now let's see what this looks like. Okay, that's not how you do that. Do I smelt it? Oh, I smelt it. Ooh, resin brick. Yeah, that's gotta be it, right? Yeah, ooh, so lava-y looking. Boots, leggings, chest, helmet. All right, so what does this actually look like? It literally looks like a magma block. So besides this beautiful armor, is there anything else that I can use resin for? My first thought is I bet you these bricks turn into bricks. Ooh, 4 ingot, that's expensive. What does this look like? Do I want to build with this? Ooh, I kind of like that. But if we ever wanted to build with this, we would need so much resin. Okay, do the clumps turn into anything? Like, is there another block variance? What about like that? We have this and this, and that's kind of ugly. I do like this. Oh no, it doesn't break quick. Oh, that does though. What else could resin be used for? Like, could we resin a block? Oh, okay, so I guess you could maybe use some decor that way. It does seem mainly for decoration though. Honestly, these bricks are the main thing I would want out of resin aside of armor trims. They are expensive. Now I say that because if I did end up using them, I'd probably use them for like a massive build with like hundreds of thousands of them, and that would be, yeah, I would not want to get that by hand. Okay, so is there anything else this could be used for other than decoration? Oh, you know what I could do? Oh. Let's get one of each of these. I want to see what they look like. All right, so these are all the different variants of blocks we can make with resin, and I'm not gonna lie, some of it looks pretty sick. I like this particularly. I could definitely see myself building with this in the future, which means collecting it by hand is not an option. I'm actually gonna try to do some Googling here to see if there's any good ideas online yet about how to farm these guys. Cause I think even beyond making armor trims, this resin's gonna be super cool for building, and my attempts so far at farming it have resulted in absolutely nothing. So, for the Google! How to farm resin.
Welcome to my scarf, the super crazy automatic resin farm.
So I did a little bit of research and I found this video by Sir Nipplington. I found this video by Mr. Nippleman where he showcases his own farm design that he made, which, well, frankly, is way more impressive than anything I would ever be able to come up with. He has 2 sizes to it, and the big one can apparently make over 63 boxes of raw resin each night cycle, which, yes, is way more than we'll ever need for armor trims, but come on. If you give me the chance to make an insanely overpowered farm, I'm gonna make an insanely overpowered farm. But don't worry, knowing me, I'm sure there'll be some reason I'll need buttloads of this stuff at some point. So, here's the plan. First, we'll make the resin farm, which will include building the farm itself, making a storage system for it, and putting some sort of design around it so it's not just some giant ugly floating blocks in the air. Then, once it's done, we'll gather up all the different armor pieces we need, put them in the temple, go mining for like 3,000 diamonds or whatever we're gonna need to duplicate the trims, and then finally make all the new armor and pray that Mojang stops adding new colors to the game. Simple. Anyway, thankfully this farm doesn't require that many resources to build. The first thing we're gonna need is 18 stacks of observers. All right, 18 observers, check. And now we need 18 stacks of sticky pistons. All right, now we need a bunch of small amounts of various items. 6 stacks of redstone dust, 66 hoppers, 56 note blocks, stack of repeaters, stack of comparators, stack of redstone torches, some levers, a couple of target blocks, some copper bulbs, and 1 stone butt. All right, so we've gathered most of the supplies now. The only thing that's left is the actual pale garden supplies, such as the creaking hearts and then a bunch of pale logs. Now, in total, we're gonna need about 9 stacks of creaking hearts, which I feel like is gonna be hard to get. So let's go and find out. And we're back. So my question is there going to be a creaking heart in every tree, or like, is it rare? I don't actually know how common they are. All right, this is probably gonna be quicker if I set up a beacon real quick and then take down all these trees on this hill. Let's see how far this forest gets us. So, I just learned that there's a recipe to actually make a creaking heart so we don't have to deforest this entire place. Apparently it's something to do with resin and logs, so when it becomes nighttime, I'll get a couple creaking to spawn, collect some resin, and we'll see if we can figure out how to make creaking hearts. But we still need a ton more logs, so continue with the deforestation. Ooh, there's some resin right there, actually. Hold up. Okay, so apparently we can make some type of, no, maybe we need more resin. Hello, friend. Yes. Okay, now maybe if I make a clump of resin. Ah, it's a clump of resin. Okay, well, I'll deal with that after I get all the logs that I'll need. So that means I'm gonna need 18 stacks of pale oak logs to make the creaking hearts work, and then another 18 to build the creaking hearts. So I need about 36 stacks in total. All right, I think I've collected all the pale oak that we need. Now we just have to get the creaking hearts, which I think I have an idea for. Okay, so here's the deal. We need about 9 stacks of creaking hearts, and all that wood we took down, about 40 stacks of it, resulted in giving us 3. So rather than having to mine the creaking hearts from the trees, we can make them. However, they require a full resin block. So I think we should build a small form factor resin farm just to get the resin in order to build the big resin farm. To do that, all we're gonna need to do is run some sort of detection for when the resin appears here to fire a piston to move this block. All right, let's set up all the creaking hearts that we have here. Like so, okay. Now I'm hoping this is all gonna reach to over here if we put the creakings in here, but meanwhile, let's try and figure out how we're gonna shake these trees to get the resin off. Now I can't remember where I saw this, but it makes a lot of sense. If we disable the top portion of this tree, we only have to worry about shaking the bottom portion, which should make the redstone a little bit simpler. Okay, so the basic idea is every single time something grows here, this block needs to get pushed, and it should break all the resin on it. Now the question is, how do we detect to this piston that something has grown? If I place an observer like this, it should run a detection. Let's try it. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, a block goes here. Nothing happens. Oh, because nothing's linked to this. How do I link this? Okay, what if I do something like, it ain't pretty. There we go. There we go. Now, how does it retract back though? Hello, friend. So, let's get some resin on this thing. It does, okay. I thought the detection with resin, it might go back and forth. This is exactly what we need then. All right, so if we do something like this. Nice. Just to get out of here. Now, if we trap the other 2 guys in here, we go boom, boom. Nice, nice, okay. And get me out of here. Yes, okay. So all 3 of them are trapped, at least for the night. Which means we gotta work fast. We gotta work fast, fast, fast. So we need to copy this. We also need a collection method. So do something like this. Honestly, it doesn't even matter where this goes right now. We just need some method of collecting. Then we just need to wire this up. Let's see what we can do here. If we hit all 3 of these guys. Okay, now what's going on over here? Oh, we're collecting it all. Nice. So we have like less than 5 minutes left. So let's just swing all we can. And then tomorrow, maybe we'll make that a little bit more pretty. All right, let's see what we got from that whole night. All right, so that gave us 33, which is about half a stack. And we need 9 stacks in total. This could take a while. It's really ironic that I have to sit here and farm this so that I can sit here and farm it. However, I will say that was only half a night, so maybe a full night will get closer to a stack, so we just have to do this for 8 more days. All right, so I've added 3 more creaking hearts to this and also a little water canal to trap all the resin and bring it right to the middle hoppers. Theoretically, this should give us about 2 stacks of resin per night, which means we should only have to wait about 4 more nights before we have all the creaking hearts that we need to make the farm. All right, it's nighttime. All right, so there's another full night of grinding. Oh, why is it over here? Oh, I should have put a block in between these. That's unfortunate. I don't presume we lost too much to this. Oh, dear Lord, it's everywhere. Oh, let's see. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, we got a ton. Let's go. All right, so we almost have 2 stacks. All right, that's 3 stacks. And that's all the blocks of resin we need. All right, now that we have all the supplies, it's time to start building the farm. Ours is going to be slightly different than the nipple guy, only because we don't want blocks, we want resin clumps, so we won't make the crafting system below that's going to give us the blocks. Now, this should be everything we need for the farm. It's just a matter of getting back to the location where we're going to build it over the Pale Garden. All right, I think I want to build the farm somewhere in the middle of this biome, probably like right around here. We'll worry about blending it into the terrain later and making it look pretty, but for now, we should just get the structure built and see if we can even get the thing to work. All right, so I'm watching Sir Nipple's video, and the first thing he did was create 2 troughs on each side. These troughs have to be at least 12 blocks off the ground, which I think we're fine. Okay, so we got the hopper lines in, which means all we have to do is fill in this entire area. All right, we finished the first layer, but we're gonna need to add another. Since water can only flow 8 blocks and this whole area is gonna be the collection system, we're gonna need to build up another area 8 blocks back. All right, so the trough is partially done. There's just 2 things left to do. Place all the water and then build some walls around it so nothing can escape. I'm gonna use glass for the walls, just because I think it looks a little bit nicer than stacking bricks. All right, now that we're finished with the troughs, we have to start working towards the redstone in this build. All right, first I'm gonna add 1 more block to the top of this. All right, and then starting on the 3rd block in here, I gotta place an observer with the face going out, just like that. And then every other block. Then we have to fill in this middle section with blocks. And then sticky pistons go on the ends of all of these observers. And then we build another row up with bricks. Okay, so we still do the same thing with having the observers all face out. But then what's gonna change on this middle one is we're gonna place another observer on top of this guy. Then fill in this middle section with blocks again. And then on the end of the bottom observers, we're gonna throw a no block on. Okay, then on this layer, we're gonna place 2 pistons like this. So redstone line goes all the way to there. Okay, this is gonna hook up to the main timer, which is gonna be in the middle, but we're not building that yet. For now, we're just wiring up the sides where the farm's gonna be. Okay, now we fill all this in. But we are going to put a note block on the end of each one. And then wire it up. So we finished 1 column of this. Okay, so what I think is gonna happen is the farm's gonna look a little something like this. So log's gonna go here, creaking heart will go here, log will go here, log will go here again, creaking heart, and then log. This way, the pistons are always hitting the logs and never moving the creaking hearts. All right, now it's time to repeat this design all the way up and then on that side. All right, and that is 1 wall module finished. We're gonna have to copy that over there and do everything in here. This is gonna take a freaking long time. All right, so both walls are done, this one and that one, which means the next thing we have to do is actually place the hearts, which is kind of terrifying because literally hundreds and hundreds of these guys are gonna spawn. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do this is if we build each. Oh. No. Oh, he spawned on my bed. What a nerd. Crisis averted, nothing happened. So this part is actually a little bit easier than the first part in terms of like how quick it is to build. All we have to do is put a observer like that, piston like that, and then we keep with the same pattern on this side. So glass comes here. I just accidentally stripped one of these pieces. It looks like a bald man's head. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Ooh. Oh, that's not gonna get any less stupid, is it? Okay. That is horrifying. Ooh, there we go. One side completely done. All right, now I have to finish that side. And the final blocks. Okay, so we have finished all the modules where the creakings can spawn. Now there's only 2 things left as part of the farm. Creating the timer and then spawn proofing everything to make sure we don't get invaded by creakings later. All right, to start, we're gonna create a little pathway of glass in the middle. All right, we're gonna start with a repeater here and then run a line back. This is what's gonna bridge out and connect to all these sides. Okay, let's bring the glass. Oh, dear Lord. Every time that gets you. Okay, so most of the farm is complete. There's only one thing we're missing, and that's a point to hit all the creakings. Right now, they're just gonna spawn absolutely everywhere, and if I were to try and chase them down with my sword, bad things would happen. All right, so this is the little area that's going to give the creakings a little nudge into my blade. I gotta run it right up to here, and then on the other side of here as well. All right, now that we're at the top, we're gonna create another mob spawning platform for the creaking, and we're gonna spawn proof everything. I'm gonna use the shroom lights up here as the base layer, and then we'll continue using the deep slate slabs and tiles for everything else. All right, so up here is where we need to fill in the water. And if I'm correct, yeah, it runs all the way down. All right, now we gotta bring our redstone line and hook it up to where the redstone is brought up from back there. Okay, there we go. All right, and with that, the farm is fully completed. Now, but of course, the only thing that's left to do is test it and then see if it all breaks. However, it's still midday, so we're gonna have to wait until nighttime. Okay, so the sun just set. Oh, obviously, none of the creatures can spawn because the machine isn't on. Oh! So, is that supposed to happen? Where did they spawn? Okay, so after looking back at the machine a little bit, I missed a slab right there, and I think they all spawned on that slab. However, getting to that slab is going to be difficult. That guy's kind of gatekeeping it. It's supposed to be a slab right on top of that glass block right there, but that guy's kind of in the way. Okay, all right, let's sleep quick and then go and fix it. Okay, so it was this slab that was missing, and then there's one on the far side. Okay, it should be right here. I'm not exactly sure why. She's ready. No! Where are they spawning? Oh, maybe they're spawning down there. No! They're just outright spawning on the glass. Okay, well, apparently that one slab did not fix all of my problems, which means I'm gonna have to spawn proof that entire area somehow. First though, I'm gonna sleep because otherwise I will definitely die. All right, so this seems to be the troubled area. Pretty sure this is the area that there's causing all the problems. Now to wait another 10 minutes and find out if I fixed it or not. I was not paying attention, and it is nighttime. Okay. Oh, I think we did it. Okay, so to activate the machine, I believe we hit this lever first. That starts all those guys. Then this lever. What is going on here? Maybe I uncheck that lever? Oh. Oh, things is happening. Where's my sword? So everything's moving, radio. So if I, oh, there's so many. Hold up. That's hilarious. Okay, here I come, boys. All right, so I guess I stand here maybe? Oh, I have to be careful if they all hit me at once. That's so insane. All right, I'm gonna do this for the rest of the night and see how much resin we end up with. Oh, well, that could be an issue. I guess this means we need some type of storage below this farm, and I don't think, based on these rates, that chests or shulkers placed below is gonna cut it. We're gonna build a pretty simple storage system down here. All we're gonna use is a bunch of shulker loaders lined up next to each other. Then we're gonna put our shulker builder box on top of this. So the first thing I wanna do to build this storage system is to build a line of hoppers down here. This will get all the shulker loaders shulkers depleted one into one chest. This way I can collect everything a bit easier. Now I have a simple hopper line down, and on top of this, we're gonna build a bunch of shulker loaders. This farm is crazy fast, and chests just are not gonna cut it. All right, so comparator goes the other way. Shulker box goes here. Direct a hopper into there. I need a dispenser. This is what's going to place the shulker back out. So when this shulker is detected as full, it's going to drop into these line of hoppers, which we have routing to here, then into a chest. Then this dispenser right here is going to place a new shulker to replace it. To do that though, we have to fill the dispenser with shulkers. So we're going to run 2 hoppers this way, then a sticky piston here, block, and then I need a observer. Okay, then we need a block right here. All right, then another piston here. This is what pushes down and breaks the shulker itself. Then we need a slab here, and then one more observer that runs this way. Now to wire it up, I'm gonna throw a block here, redstone like this, then a glass block up here, and then we run the line right back to here. There, and then a hopper right there, and we should be good. Oh, I missed one more repeater that goes right there, okay. This design is tileable, which means we can just repeat this all the way over under all these hoppers, which should give us plenty of storage for all the resin, since this farm is crazy fast. But that means now we have to build the rest of these. Ah, regrets, it wasn't done yet. Ah, don't fly into the nest of the creakings, Nathan. Terrible idea. All right, we have the shulker loaders ready to go, but we still need to feed them with actual shulker boxes or else they're gonna run out as soon as the first one fills. That's where the shulker box crafter comes in, which we're gonna build right up there. This is a design by Cubic Meter that I use all the time just because of how useful it is. It basically just takes logs, shulker shells, and dyes and automatically crafts them into the shulker boxes whenever the output chest runs out. The only thing we're gonna have to worry about here though is making sure it's high enough in the air so that the creakings don't spawn on it. So I have the shulker crafter all made, now we just need to hook it up to the main system to make sure it can feed us shulkers. It's a pretty simple design with all the shulker shells going in here, dyes going in here, and chests going in here. This machine can make as many shulkers as resources we have to put in it, meaning we shouldn't have to remake shulkers anytime soon. All we have to do is refill these 3 slots should we ever need a ton of resin. But we need to hook this machine up to the rest. And to do that, we're gonna use an extremely long hopper line because I'm not that smart. All right, we're gonna run hoppers all along the back of the shulker loaders here to feed shulkers into this. Now this should prevent any creaking from coming down here and anything else from spawning as well. All right, now I have to bring this hopper all the way up to the shulker crafter and slap this. Okay, so everything is connected now up to the crafter. Now we just need to file hoppers along these shulker crafters as well. All right, so if we fill this guy up, this is the dyes chest. So those go in there. These would be shulker shells. And this is spruce. All right, so this isn't working yet because I forgot to turn on the hopper clock. So we should just have to come over here. And if we throw an item in, this thing should start pulsing. This theoretically means that I should start seeing nothing. I didn't set the actual crafters to work. I just placed them. I forgot to, I'm an idiot. Hold up, wait a minute. Should just be able to break that, okay. All right, with everything completed, the only thing we have left to do is wait for the sun to set and then test this thing and make sure we didn't leave any blocks around for creakings to spawn on. Actually, that's a good point. Can they spawn on a chest? I'm just gonna do that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's pop the sword off. Hey everybody, they should get pushed in here. Okay, time to give this our best shot. All right, let's see how much resin we get. All right, so the full night is passed. Let's turn off the farm and see if we got a shulker box of anything. Dang it, it's hard to tell how efficient the farm was unless we get one. If we test like just a random shulker here, let's grab this one. Boop. This will be a good example about how much, on like average, how filled each shulker is. Unless, where did it go? Wait, why are you, oh, there must be some redstone here, but holy, we were close. All these shulkers are full of this much resin. That's hysterical. Oh, I'm never gonna need to farm resin in my life. All right, so the farm is nearly done, but I made one small error. This block right here needs to be glass. Currently, the redstone that's running through it is powering the block, which is locking the hopper below it, so we're not gonna get any items dispensed out. Pretty simple fix though, if I can parkour over there. Okay, this should be fine to break because it should just funnel into here. So if I break that and then put glass right there and glass right here, glass won't carry over the energy from the redstone, which is why we're using that, but I need to replace the actual redstone itself here, which I have a little bit extra. Glass goes here and glass goes here. And then that should, in effect, yeah, unfreeze these hoppers below it. Okay, nice. Okay, well, to say the least, this farm is very powerful. However, it's still kind of ugly looking. So I think the final thing I want to do for this farm is to make it not such a giant eyesore in the middle of the forest. Now, as I often like to do, I think we should theme this build around the core component of this farm itself, the creaking heart. Okay, so I'm thinking that we encase this build in an enormous version of the creaking heart itself, pixel for pixel, which could look cool. So let's take this block and make it a whole lot bigger so it's able to fit the entire farm inside of it and have a nice little entrance area as well. And looking at the color of these pixels, I think it makes the most sense to use brown, orange, and yellow terracotta for all the sides, and then some gray concrete types for the edges. Okay, but to make sure this actually looks like a proper creaking heart though, we should probably round up to about 64 blocks across so each pixel can be a 4x4 square. Okay, and that means we're gonna need 64 times 64 times 6. 25,000 blocks. This is worse than the farm itself. But at least on the bright side, the materials are a little easier to get. The first resource I think we should start with is getting all the terracotta, but I'm gonna need some more shulkers for that and to put the old supplies away, so... All right, this should be all the shulker boxes we need. Now to find a biome to, decimate. All right, now time to find a terracotta biome to get all those resources. All right, first let's set down a beacon. All right, this should be all the terracotta we need. All right, and let's use this to make some cyan terracotta. I don't think this spawns naturally. All right, then we'll grab some concrete here. Two shulker boxes should be enough. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have any black concrete, I just had powder, so gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. All right, so that stuff should handle the outer shell of the build, but I also want to have a bit of an entrance area for the pathway inside. So for that, I think because the resin reminds me so much of a lava-like look, let's try to play into that with a sort of netherish type theme. So let's head into the nether here. All right, let's grab us some nice blackstone here first. This stuff I think will combine nicely with the resin blocks for the build. Now we just need an array of other blocks. All right. All right, well that was a little horrifying. Yeah, so note to self, don't be dumb. Carry an extra totem when you're in bastions. There's a couple more supplies we need to grab. All right, there we go. That should be all the resources needed to make the box around the farm.
And with all that collected, we just have to take our little boxes of goodies and turn them into a massive big old box of glory. And quietly ignore the fact that we're basically trying to cover up a massive torture chamber where we endlessly abuse magical woodland creatures with a sword. But not to worry, because as we all know, if you can't actually see the injustice happening, then it's not your problem to worry about. So anyway, let's start by clearing out an area where we're actually going to build.
And now we finally get to do the easy part, which is where we take out our creaking block and simply make a giant version of this all around that. So, here we go. All right, in time for the big reveal. Oh, that looks sick. Yeah, that's way better than having a random farm floating in the air.
Now, this cube is great and all, it just has one tiny little problem. Once you get inside, which there's no way to get inside, so I'll just dig a hole here. Once you're inside, you risk falling right into the pen of killers, and if you're able to dodge that, then you make your way down here and try to like squeeze your way into the collection area, which is on the other side. It's right here, if I can land on that one block. Oh, nice. It's not very convenient. So I think what we gotta do is we gotta make a staircase and an entrance and then an actual like pathway here so that it's not really annoying to get in and out of. All right, the first thing we have to do is choose where the door is gonna be. I think it makes the most sense if it's on the bottom versus the top. And yeah, it's gotta be on this side. So let's just carve a little set. There's literally, okay. Let's
Let's carve a little section out here. Okay, so for the actual design, I think what we're gonna do is make a little area down here, then stairs all the way up to the shulker loader, so that we can access it to refill it with stuff and not have to fly up there. For the block palette, I brought along a few different kinds of blocks. So I'm thinking, kind of keeping with the dark theme that we already have going on here, but I don't want to use concrete for it all, like we've already done. So we're gonna use a mix between these blocks and a little bit of the resin, since, you know, we have a lot of it, to decorate this area. I think first I'm gonna start off with the floor. All right, so I've mapped out the area for the floor, and I'm thinking we're gonna put a bunch of chests on that side so that I don't have to fly up there and build an ugly staircase. And then for the sides here, I'm gonna encapsulate it with mainly blackstone, and maybe we'll throw in some kind of art on the walls, like a pillar or something. And as a last touch, since this place is pretty far away from the base, let's add a decorated portal over here, and then one of the nether roofs so we have easy access to our lovely farm. Totally ethical farm. Now, the whole point of building this beautiful place was to get one thing: resin. The first thing we need to complete all the new armor trims. Now we just need to get the armor, a few thousand diamonds to duplicate all the trims, and, well, I guess we need to expand the temple out a bit to fit everything, but we'll get to that in a minute. For now, armor. All right, now lucky for us, I have some old villagers hanging around from the previous armor trim videos that I've done, and I should be able to trade for a decent amount of armor, so let's head over there to see what they have. Hello everyone, your favorite person has returned. Now, without a void trader, emeralds will be a little bit harder to get, but never fear, because I have a strategy. I'm gonna collect all the coal ore we have at base, and then use the coal to trade for emeralds. While I'm here though, I'm gonna throw some extra debris inside of the furnaces so we can make some netherite later. Hey there, friend. Time to fill your stockings with coal. No presents for you this year. Okay, this should allow us to trade for a bunch of the leather armor. Now, this villager does give me dyed leather, but I can just wash it like this and turn it back to normal. Now we can also get all of our chainmail armor. And I could get diamonds, but I have a ton of them at home, so I think I'll use those. Okay, that's 4 out of the 7 armor types collected. Now we just need to get gold, netherite, and turtle helmets. I saw a bunch of ore in the chest earlier, so I think we can use that for gold. All right, and now we just need the dumb, stupid turtle helmets. Why are these in the game? Hello, friends, I have come for some scoot. Don't worry, only the young will die. Okay, I think we need to determine what supplies are still needed. So let's head to the temple, craft what we can, and then figure out what's remaining. So we have all the armor we need, but I need materials for the actual trims now. I have most of them at the base, but I'm gonna need to still go out and collect a little bit more. The first thing we need is around 7 stacks of diamonds, as we'll need them to duplicate all the trims themselves. That should be enough. Now we need to get working on all the materials to copy the trims, like deep slate, resin, and all the others. Most of those we can grab from the base, but some of them, like I said, we're gonna need to go out and get. Ah yes, the trowel chamber, my favorite structure. Totally not upset that them adding it to make the entire Armor Trims 2 video. Nope, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. That should be enough breeze rods now. They're used to copy the flow trim and are really the only resource I didn't have on hand. Now that we've collected all the resources needed though for duplicating the trims, we have one more issue. When I built the Armor Trims temple in the beginning, I didn't plan for it to fit an ever-expanding amount of trims, Mojang. So we're gonna need to get some blackstone so we can expand the platforms in the temple that the trims are gonna be sitting on. added the new row, we need to modify the order of the armor since I want the colors displayed in a rainbow color scheme, and that means we need to put this set up a few rows. That wasn't so bad. With all that out of the way, time to trim out all the armor and get it ready to put on display. And now with all the armor crafted, there's only one thing left to do. Place it. Fun fact actually, in the first armor trims, it took around 14 hours simply to place all the armor in the temple. Hopefully this doesn't take as long. And there we have it. All the armor trims inside of the game are in my temple once again. And hopefully it will remain this way. Right, Mojang? Right?